All right, so today I will demonstrate me and the tool that I made, or the game that I made rather, called 3D Cube Connections. So basically what it is it's a variant of Connections, our very popular game, where instead of just selecting one face here that has 16 words associated in 4 categories, you actually have multiple faces. So I can move this cube in different directions and rotate it from top to bottom to left to right. And there's definitely words here which I can select in the way that I select a standard collections category. I have 4 guesses for each face, and yeah, so some of these, obviously I've made it easy just for the purposes of demonstration, but we can make it arbitrarily more complex. And you can see when you solve a category, you get a puzzle. I'm sorry, you get the category color. But the difference here is that there are categories on each face, right? So there's a category in the bottom, top, left, right, and back. And actually, in order to solve the entire puzzle, kind of like a Rubik's Cube, you kind of have to solve all the categories. Now, I'm just going to demonstrate quickly how this could happen, right? And you get also, I've set up scoring mechanism so you can get how many mistakes you have, how many groups of trackers. Technically, I guess this is much harder than the standard connections, because while you have 8 times as many words to deal with, you still have the same 4 mistakes that you can make in order to fail the puzzle. So this is actually harder. So let's see what happens. And the rotating mechanics are also incremental. So I set it so you can actually rotate and just put the cube in a different orientation, or diagonal or intermediate orientation. I thought it was kind of fun. But let's see what happens when I try to autofill the cube. Now, okay, so you can see that the cube itself is getting filled. And when a face gets filled, as you can see, I have a little thing. And note I also have a hint box as well that reveals what the hints are. Connections doesn't normally have hints, so that's why maybe in this case the hints are, I'll make it a little easier and offset the difficulty of the fact that you only have 4 possible mistakes that you can make. So let's go through solving the entire cube face by face. Obviously, if I wanted to make this is a simulated solver, but like if I wanted to make a more complex solver, or if I wanted to simulate this faster, I could reduce the speed in which it actually solves each face by going through the right words. And again, as you see, the words are not really mixed up amongst the categories here. In a real game of Connections, this is for demonstration, the words would actually be mixed up against their category. So that's why it's just kind of solving everything in a line. But for a future iteration of this, I could definitively make this better. Okay, so all the faces have been mastered, and so that means the entire cube is complete. And next thing, what I might want to do is add a little bit more badging around completing each face. For example, how long it takes to complete each face, going between faces, how often you do that, or how often you focus on one face. There's, I think, a ton of potentiality in this version of the game, though we would obviously have to play test it and balance it. Anyway, this was made using P5JS, 3JS, and Bootstrap. So yeah, if you like what you see, just give me a holler. See you later.